ranked the 3rd greatest Asian film of all time by Busan International Film Festival, ranked as the 8th greatest film of all time by Time Out. The Guardian ranks it as the 5th best film of the 21st century, and ranked by the BBC as the 2nd greatest film of the 21st century. Today, we're talking about In the Mood for Love, and I want to discuss whether or not this film deserves such a high ranking. So, directed by Wong Kar-wai and released in the year 2000, this film takes us to 1960s Hong Kong and follows the lives of 2 neighbours, Chow Mo-wan, a journalist, and Suli Shen, a secretary at a shipping company. So our 2 main characters at the beginning of the film, they cross each other's paths, and although they don't know each other very well, they keep bumping into each other. And one thing to note, Chow's wife and Sue's husband both don't live in Hong Kong and are working away. You're guessing where this is going, right? They soon begin to spend more time together. They bond over their fondness for martial arts and noodles, and eventually Sue decides to help Chow write his martial arts script. Pretty soon they're shocked to discover that both of their spouses are cheating on them. Both hurt and angry, they begin to develop romantic feelings for each other. But they never act on it because they both don't want to stoop to the level of their cheating partners. So I'm just going to come out and say it. I don't think this film deserves such a high ranking in all of these different lists that I read out at the beginning. That's not to say, however, that the film is bad. It's just that I don't agree with having such a high ranking. There definitely are elements that I liked about the film. And for this review, I want to start with the things I liked about the film. So the thing that stands out most about this film, and the reason why I think so many people rank this so highly, is the cinematography. So one thing that makes this film so distinct is how the director, Wong Kar-wai, uses these interesting, unique shots to frame things in the background or the foreground. And this kind of creates a sense of the film that you're watching it from a distance. I've never quite seen a film that uses so many different shots like this. And I think this kind of creates the feeling that you're watching from behind a curtain. It's kind of like you're observing real life rather than watching a film. Everything is a frame within a frame. And by that, I mean we're watching through our frame, which is the TV screen. And then the people and objects are framed within that, either through a door or through a window. And this creates an effect where the camera work kind of focuses in on the person. Similarly, I think the 1960s Hong Kong setting is really beautiful and it's really well done. They get some really cool shots of the Hong Kong streets. I actually used to live right next to Hong Kong in mainland China in a city called Shenzhen, so I used to visit there quite a lot. And I thought it was really cool to jump back in time and see it through the 1960s lens. A lot of the long-standing noodle shops still look like they do in this film. So other cool tricks that the director uses is he uses time jumps, but he never signifies when this is happening. So you as the watcher, you're never quite sure how much time has passed and what has changed since then. This did, however, lead to a couple of problems because it made it a little bit more difficult to follow, because obviously it was sometimes confusing when the scene was taking place and what had happened since then. Another nifty trick is that the spouses are never shown in the film, which I think kind of helps to create a kind of sense of loneliness of the main characters and develop a little bit of empathy of them, of what they're going through. That being said, I think all this fancy camera work and fancy directorial work does not merit getting ranked so high as a film. My main gripe being the plot. So to me personally, not enough is happening in this film. Changes in actions are very subtle, very, very subtle. Too subtle in this film. There's a lot of long shots, the characters looking at each other, eating together, having dinner like you usually would, without really moving the plot forward enough. In my opinion, there's not one single dramatic moment in the whole film. I've read that apparently the actors and the director wrote the script as they were filming it. So there wasn't a script for this film beforehand. And I kind of think it shows. I think he did an amazing job considering that was the case. But I think this is why people write scripts. One of the things I said I liked was some of the creative and unique shots. However, again, this film kind of felt like he was just showing off what he could do with these shots. And the director's focus was more on how can I make the most beautiful film possible rather than the most engaging film possible. Now, maybe, just maybe, I'm too stupid to understand what's actually going on in this film and why it's so great. Clearly, many people love this film a lot more than I did. And perhaps on repeat watches, I will enjoy the film more. And Wong Kar-wai is a very respected director, so I will definitely still check out more of his films. However, for In the Mood for Love, I just didn't love it, which is a shame because I went into the film really excited to watch it after seeing such high rankings. And this goes to show you one of the problems I've always had with foreign cinema and its critics, is critics like to blow up and over-intellectualize a lot of foreign cinema, and I think this is the case here. And actually, I think this is the case where the critics rank it really highly, but most people found this film a little bit boring. So, that's all I've got for my review of In the Mood for Love. I will be making sure to check out some other films by Wong Kar-wai, and hopefully I'll have a different opinion on some of those films. If you've enjoyed this video, this channel is all about foreign language cinema and TV shows, so please like the video and subscribe to the channel if that's something you're interested in. Thank you very much, and goodbye.